Hey guys, my name is Saman and in this video I'm going to talk about Webform 2.0 for Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Webform 2.0 is an application which is essentially a form builder for Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Now it is available on AppExchange. Using Webform 2.0, you can create web forms with point and click. You can design the entire web form and every pixel is yours to customize in the form that you can design using this application. You can create different field types. You can create text fields, checkbox fields, drop down, radio and date pickers. Newsletter sign up forms, contact forms, request callback forms could be just a few examples of web forms that you can create using this application. However, the possibilities are limitless. Submissions into the web form would be saved directly into the designated data extension in your Salesforce Marketing Cloud. We send this data using Marketing Cloud authorized APIs and do not store anywhere else. This, the same web form can also be used to fire triggered send upon web form submission. So whenever if the web form is live on your website and whenever there is a submission on the web form, you can use it. You can use the same web form to fire a triggered email send upon the web form submission, and this email will be fired from Salesforce Marketing Cloud account. While creating the web form, you need to define the external key of that email template available in the account. You can insert contacts into the journey directly upon the web form submissions. You can also create Salesforce object like leads, contact and cases upon web form submission. Now you can use your own HTML design. So many times customers have their own responsive designs ready which they want to use, though we have responsive templates available in the account which you can use and design the entire web form. Some of the customers want to use their own HTML and CSS. We have that feature available as well where you can use your own design. So all you need to do is, after creating the web form and defining all the fields that you need, simply need to collect the form action URL. You will get few hidden input fields which you need to include in the form tags, and you also need to collect the script URL. Now let's discuss what makes it better than the Smart Capture and WebCollect. Smart Capture can be set up only on cloud pages. So if you have, so for example, if company X want to set up Smart Capture, the company can set up Smart Capture only on the SAP domain, which would either be the default exact target domain for the cloud pages, or if the company already has the SAP setup, the domain would look like email.x.com. But what if the company wants to set this form on some other web page, which could be the root web page? For what if the company wants to set up the form on x.com, the main landing page of the website? That is something which can't be achieved using Smart Capture because it has restrictions. The other option that we have is WebCollect. WebCollect provides you with basic HTML skeleton to send data into a list or a data extension, but you will have to work on the designing part on your own. You will have to give it the CSS and the HTML required. And also WebCollect does not provide the API feature that our application Webform 2.0 provides. For example, triggered send email, create case, contacts and all. In future we have couple of more upgrades coming in. First is progressive profiling, where we store the values entered by the contacts first time. So for example, if a customer visit your website and fill the details into this web form that we have, the web form 2.0, we store that details into the cookies. So next time if they use the same form to pass on the details, they will not have to enter the same details again. We are working on adding a couple of more themes. Now let's jump into the demo where we will create an actual web form and set it up live on the website. Okay, now I'm going to demo you guys the application which is Webform 2.0. Once logged into Salesforce Marketing Cloud, you will find the application under the App Exchange tile right here. Click on the Webform 2.0 tile. Okay. Once in there, you can create the form using a responsive template using this option, or you can create the form and use your own CSS and HTML. I'll create the form using a responsive template. Once on this page, in the right side, you can see the preview of the form. That's how it's gonna look when you set it up live on your website actually. In the left side, there is a dashboard using which you will create the form actually. So let's do it. Just need to include your email address and phone number right here. Now, this is the option. You can use this to select the background color of the form. Right now it is blue. I'm gonna change it to, let's say, red. Any color would work. I'm gonna change it to red, and you can see the changes being reflected into the preview of the form in the right side. You can change the form heading, anything you want. You can change the heading color. I'm gonna make it black for now. Okay, you can change the submit button color, which is right here. Okay, you can change the font color of submit button. Everything is customizable. You can change the width of the form, whatever you want. You can add a banner to the form. You can also add a logo to the form. I'm going to quickly add a logo to the form. Okay, so that's how you can add the logo to the form. For example, if this is a newsletter sign up form, you might want to set up your logo on there. Okay, now right now I just have one fields. You might want to have multiple fields in there. So these are the frequently used fields which are widely used. Okay, let's say I want to have first name in there. I want to have state. Okay, I want to have date of birth, and for date of birth obviously we have a date picker using which you can pick the date and all. Okay, now these are the frequently used fields and popular fields, but what if you want to have custom field in the form? You have some custom requirement. Okay, so you can check that checkbox. Now you can select which field type do you want. It should be a single line text, checkbox, drop down, and whatever. I'm gonna make it a single line checkbox, and okay, I name this field identity number. You can see the changes being reflected in the right side. Okay, now the next option says do not show the form once submitted. So for example, if it's a newsletter sign up form, and if the customer comes on your website and he has signed up for the newsletter, you might not want to show him the same form again next time. But if it's a appointment form or some other form, you might want to show the same form again because the customer want to take the same appointment again next time. So you can use this option to control the form display. And the next option says do not show form again for next 7 days once cancelled. So right here we have, this is actually a pop-up form. We have a cancel button here. So once it gets cancelled, would you like to show the same form again to the customer for next 7 days, after next 7 days? Okay, you can control it. You can fire a triggered send upon the web form submission. Okay, this is the option. Simply check the checkbox, include the customer key of the email available in the marketing cloud account and external key of the send classification, which actually includes the from name and from email address. Include these two details from marketing cloud account, and the email will be sent from your account only. Okay, now in the last option you define the position and form type. Okay, right now it's floating pop-up form center position, so it will be available in the center of the screen once set it up live on the website. You can change it to, let's say, bottom right position. So right now you can see it in the bottom right. You can make it a non-floating form fixed position. That means it will be available on a fixed. Okay. Okay, so you can also make it a non-floating form fixed position. That means it will be available at a particular place on the web page, and it will not be a floating form. It will just be stuck on a particular section of the web page. Okay. Okay, now simply by clicking the create form button, I can create the form. On the next page it will fire a couple of API calls, marketing cloud API calls, to create a web form, sorry, create a data extension in the account based on the field that I picked while creating the form. Like right now I have 5 fields, so it will create a data extension with all these 5 fields with the same name and all. Okay, let's do it. I click the create form button. Now it's firing a couple of API calls, and on the next page it will provide me with a JavaScript code, 2 line of code, which I can go ahead and embed on my website, live website. Okay, now it says it has created the data extension created. The name is this. This is the name of the data extension. Let's jump back to Marketing Cloud account and see if it has already been, if it's actually been created. Okay, I can simply pick this JavaScript code and set it up on the website. I'm going to show you right, guys. Okay, let's first check out if the data extension has actually been created and if it's in the right structure. Okay, the data extension has been created. Okay, as you can see, all the fields that we created in that form are available here. Email address is there, identity number which we created and was a custom field is also available right here. Okay, data type is also good. Date of birth has a data type. These are enabled. Email address is the primary key. Okay, so I'm gonna now pick this 2 line of code. I copy this code from here using this button, and I'll use this web page for the testing purpose. I have this website. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna set up this form live on this particular web page. I have access to the source code. I'll find the head section and I'll simply paste the JavaScript code right here. I'll save it. Okay, I'll open this web page again. Okay, as you can see, the form is available on the web page now. All fields are there: first name, email, state. I'm going to include the data here: state. Okay, I'm going to just pick a random date. I'll provide a random identity number. I'll submit the details. Okay, it again fires some marketing cloud API calls and it sends the data to the marketing cloud data extension and gives a thank you message. Let's jump back into marketing cloud and see if the data has been sent to this data extension. Okay, as you can see, the data has been sent to the data extension already. It's available right here. Everything is there. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the other feature using which you can create the form using your own HTML and CSS design. Okay, okay. Okay, now let's quickly do a demo of the other functionality that we have is to create form using your own design, which is using your own HTML and CSS. Once in the application, click on this option, create form. Once on this page, provide your email address and phone number like we did before. Email address is a required field. Include one more field if you want. Though we can create any number of fields we want. We also have an option to create custom field. We have option to send a triggered email like we had there. Click the create form option, create form button. To the backend, it fires a couple of API calls to create data extension and all. Okay, a data extension has been created. This is the name of the data extension. Okay, this is a script that we need to use. Okay, now I already have a form template available. I'm going to use this form template available on W3 Schools. I'm going to customize it as per my need. Okay, this is the template that I'm going to use. Okay, I collect the script from here. I include the script in the head section. Okay, I did it. I got I'm supposed to include the action URL and ID in the form tag that I have already completed. In the form I have completed the action URL. I have added the action URL and ID. Apart from that, I was supposed to add this hidden input field. I was supposed to add email input field, which is already there, and first name is also there. Okay, I was supposed to add ID, name, and on click function in the input type submit, which is the submit button. I have completed that requirement and I'm gonna run it. I click this login button. I include an email address and a name. I submit this from here and it gives me thank you message and it's done. Okay, now it should have sent the data to this particular data extension. Let's check it out. Okay, so there is a one record there, which is a good news. Okay, so the data has been passed on to the data extension.